What's up, everybody? I'm doing a little video tonight about why I'm single. Apparently, I get asked this quite a bit. Why are you single? So I'm just going to go ahead and throw out all these reasons why I'm single. Or I guess you could say I'm a single woman that won't settle. Number one, I'm single because a lot of men who ask me out, I have some requirements. And the number one requirement I have in a man is number one, they must be single, not married, not talking to my baby's mama, not separated, not going through a divorce, not, in a relationship and not being upfront about it. I pretty much require them to be single. Um, Another reason is because I don't want to play narc games or asshole games. I don't think that you should have to play any kind of games when you're getting involved with somebody on an intimate level or trying to date somebody. I understand when you're dating, there's a little bit of game involved there, just a little bit. I'm sure men have to have a little bit of game to, start dating or whatever. But once you get to a point, games are over. Games are for children and games are for, narcs and games are for players. And I don't want to date a player, so, um, I'm not going to play games. I'm not playing the narc games, so that's another reason why I'm single. And I expect things like somebody to be close in my age range. I can't date somebody who's almost 70, and I don't want to date anybody that's under 30. I'm 47 years old, and I think that's, anywhere in an age range, maybe from 5 to 7 years either way, but that's about as far as I'm going to take that. It's just, common sense. Because, to be close in age, you got to have common interest. That's another requirement I'm going to have is common interest. As well as a physical attraction. I expect things like being honest and loyalty and security. I expect those things. It's a given, once you get so far into dating somebody, you expect those kinds of things. I expect things to go slow, but I don't want to be strung along over time, and at the same time, I don't want to be love bomb immediately. So I just want some balance there. That's another requirement. I think that's a big red flag. I like to take things slowly, but I don't want to be strung along for years either. I just, want things to be balanced. I don't want to be rushed, and I don't want to be waiting forever. I just want things to go as expected, like normal relationships should. Without the games and, being honest and open with each other. I expect things like, steady employment. I expect things like living in your own home. Having a car. I mean, believe it or not, some men my age that I've talked to online before, but trying to date, they'll expect you to come pick them up because they don't have a vehicle. I've been proposed that before, and I'm not going to do that. So, I expect good hygiene. Nobody likes bad breath, body odor, uncut hair, unkept, facial hair and stuff like that. I expect them to be respectful enough not to compare me to other women on the first date. I don't want to hear about other women that you've dated or your ex-wives or your ex-girlfriends. I don't want to be compared to that. That's a big, no-no. I expect for sex not to be rushed. or even mentioned on the first date. I just think that, that's a big red flag too when it's mentioned on the first date, or even, pushed in any kind of way or rushed. I think that's a big red flag. So I really appreciate a man that can plan a fun date without asking me to plan it. Just saying, just throwing some things out here, some requirements. This is just some things that I've experienced trying to date since I've been single. So, and I really can't be someone's mother or parental figure. And I prefer not to be somebody's play toy to be shelved to come back to. Talking about the narc games and the asshole games. Certainly don't want to be parentified. So that's just a few reasons. Everybody have a good one. We need to really start a movement. The single women that won't settle movement. Isn't that right, Jimmy Cat? She said so. Have a great night.